Good morning. Welcome to the Paul Comedy PaulCast. It is June 6, 2024, episode 189 of my daily podcast. That's right. Checking in every day as I pursue my dreams as a comedian and an actor. And my gosh, there is just so much going on right now that I am in the middle of. I am getting this podcast out a little late. That's because the weirdest thing happened to me last night. Something that almost never happens. Matter of fact, I can't even think of the last time it happened. So what had happened was last night at about 8 or 9 o'clock, I was just lying in bed. I was chilling. I was working on some stuff. Texting a couple of people about the comedy show that I have coming up this weekend and doing emails and sending stuff. And all of a sudden, I just got really tired and I just went, I'm just going to rest my eyes here for a little bit. And I just actually fell asleep at like 9 o'clock at night. And I just slept until 5 o'clock this morning. Now, that may not seem that unusual to most normal human beings in the world, but for me, that is one of the most rare things that ever happens to me. I am a notoriously bad sleeper. I am almost never tired before like 2 in the morning is when I normally fall asleep, and then I have to drag myself out of bed in the morning. And so I don't know. I don't even really know how to process what happened. There have been 2 major adjustments in my last week and a half, though, which is I started this daily fitness class. So I'll go to this fitness gym and do like a 50-minute workout, which is pretty intense. And so I've been doing that daily. And because I was doing that fitness class, I just kind of determined that I need to lay off the soda for a while. I am a notorious soda drinker. And not only did I decide to lay off the soda, so normally when I go, I'm not going to drink soda, what that usually means is I'm not going to drink sugar soda. So I will drink like diet soda. But this time I know the reason was, so this time I was talking to the guy who runs the gym, this guy named Chris, who's a cool dude. And, just sort of talking about weight loss and health and fitness. I've had 1,000 of these conversations, but he mentioned something about testosterone, and he said, well, we're going to want to get your testosterone levels checked. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. And he said, yeah, and one thing that lowers testosterone is caffeine. And I went, oh. Because even when I'm not drinking normal soda and I'm drinking Coke Zero or whatever, I'm still getting a healthy dose of caffeine in all of those drinks. So, in the last week and a half, I can count on exactly 2 fingers how many sodas I've had. I had 1 can of soda in Vegas, just a regular Coke, 20 ounces. And then Tuesday night, I had 1 glass of Coke Zero. And other than that, not a drop of soda. I've really only been drinking water, and then I have these electrolyte packages that a buddy of mine recommended like a year ago. That have a little bit of flavor in them. They have like 10 calories, but they have no real sugar in them. But mostly it's just potassium, sodium, and magnesium, I think. And so I mix those in my drink, just in water. And that's pretty much all I've had for other than that, those 2 sodas, I've pretty much only had water and electrolytes for a week and a half. And I don't know if maybe that has something to do with it, that I'm not shoving caffeine down my gullet by the gallon every day. But something happened last night to where my body was just tired, and then it just slept. And then it just woke up. And, yeah, I don't really know what to make of that. It's very different. I mean, I'm talking years and years and years. And there have been long periods of time in my life before where I wasn't drinking soda, although I'm trying to think if I had ever not had even diet sodas, because maybe that is something that I've never tried before. I don't know. Very random. We'll see how I feel tonight. So that exercise program, it's definitely causing some adjustments. It's really hard. I'm very sore. My legs are killing me. My lower back is killing me. I went to this chiropractor in Vegas, and I try not to be critical, but by far the worst chiropractor that I've ever visited. The guy was horrible. Like, his adjustments were just painful and just awkward. He's this big kind of guy. He had an accent. I couldn't tell where, something European. And it was just not comfortable or therapeutic. And I'm going, all right. He's part of this franchise that I usually go to called The Joint. And usually they're okay, but they are a little bit more like get you in, get you out, because you'll buy like these packages and stuff. So they don't really spend a lot of time with you, but most of the time it's fine because I just need a little crack here, and then I'm kind of back on my way. But this was a whole new level of bad. And so I'm going to try to, but yeah, something just in my lower back is just, I'm in like pain, which I think is a good thing. So I think this exercise class is just really starting to, expose where my muscles and joints and ligaments and all that stuff are weak, and give me an opportunity to start shoring those up. So, other than that, I've got my big show in Long Beach. I say it's a big show. It's a big show. Big in terms of maybe not necessarily the size of the audience. I don't think we're going to have a ton of people there, but it's a pretty big scope. It's on a battleship, and it's all part of this charity that I help volunteer for and help support. And that should be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to that. There's going to be a lot of like vendors there, and a lot of just kind of a lot of different people, I think, coming together. So it should be very cool to see how that all comes together. And then next week, I've got a couple shows coming up here in the next little while. I've got the Let's Have a Midlife Crisis podcast. Midlife Crisis Comedy Podcast. We kind of kept messing with the name. It used to be called Let's Have a Midlife Crisis Podcast, but I'm like, that's way too many words. It's like a whole sentence. So let's just call it the Midlife Crisis Podcast, and then that sort of turned into Midlife Crisis Comedy. So we're still sort of working it out on all the branding on that, but it's been very cool working with Josh on sort of just creating this brand, this comedy brand, just out of nothing. And we've been working with a guy on Upwork to design a logo for us and get us some branding. I created a website from scratch, which I've only done that a couple times in my life. But I just went and bought a WordPress site and bought a design template, and then just built us a one-page website out of scratch. And then obviously it's going to go through a lot of iterations and development here over the next couple of months once we start pinning down more of our brand and booking some of these shows. So looking forward to, so we've got a show at JP's Comedy Club next week. which we've sold some tickets for. We also have a show coming up at the Tempe Improv, which we have sold no tickets for. Which, I don't know. It's hard not to get discouraged, but I'm just trying to look at it as, all right, it's just information. JP's Comedy Club is a very different market. It's very different demographic. It's in more of like a family type city. Tempe Improv is right in the middle of a college town, so it's like, we're not advertising to college kids, but it's a little bit more of maybe a younger crowd, maybe that frequents that. Maybe that's why we're not selling tickets. I don't know. It could be a number of reasons, but hopefully we'll be able to figure that out and have a successful venture over at Tempe Improv. But that's just what we're trying to do. We're just trying different venues. We're looking at touring that show. We have a couple leads in Tampa. So a bunch of stuff coming up with the Midlife Crisis Comedy podcast show. And I'm really excited about it. It's been a lot of fun doing it. I feel there's a lot of potential there. I love working with Josh. We play off each other very well and just have sort of a good vibe and good energy, and it's a lot of fun. So hopefully we'll be able to create something that can grow and, kind of take on a life of its own and have that experience. But we're really only about 2 months in, and so far we've really only had one successful live show. The show that we had at JP's last month was really incredible. It went very well. From the sound of it, at least I know we're selling tickets to this upcoming show, which is good. Other than that, I have no idea. I have no idea what's going to happen with that show, but that is life. You don't ever really know. You just keep moving forward and trying stuff out and seeing what works, seeing what doesn't work, and sometimes something will work one time, but then it doesn't work the other time. It's never ending, and all part of the journey and all part of the excitement of having a dream and stepping into the unknown and trying to expand and grow and make things happen. And yeah, you never know. You never know. I don't know why I turned into a Jewish woman. You never know. You never know. How come you never call me? So that's what's going on. I will be heading out of town here tomorrow. I'll be heading out to San Diego to stay with my buddy. I've got a drop-in show that I'll be doing Friday night. I'm going to drop into JP's tonight as well. I've written a couple new bits that I want to try out, all in my quest to write a whole new comedy hour. Going pretty well. I feel pretty good about where I'm at. Still got a lot of work to do. Still got a lot of jokes to write and create and refine, and a lot more jokes to throw out and discard. But I'll tell you, I don't know. There is no destination. It's just all journey. It's just all journey. And by journey, I mean the band Don't Stop Believing. So as long as you are on the journey, my friends, you are winning, even if it doesn't feel like it, even though there's ups and downs, even though there may be setbacks, temporary failures, temporary successes, things that seem to go well, things that don't seem to go well. As long as you are on the journey, you are doing it, and you are winning, my friends. So that is the update for today, June 6th, 2024, the Paul Green Comedy PaulCast. I hope all of you are doing well. Your dreams are coming true. I love you all so much, and I will talk to you tomorrow.